Christopher Leach, he's the longtime head of the Kansas City Museum, but he was abruptly fired this week. The decision was made by the CEO of Union Station, which controls the museum located at Corinthian Hall. In an email, George Guastello claimed it was a personnel decision too sensitive to talk about for legal reasons. What could be the cause for such swift action, and why would it be too sensitive to talk about for legal reasons? Do we have any sense of that this week?
No, I don't think we do, and it may become more clear as the reporting unfolds regarding this, Nick. I will say that the relation between Union Station and the Kansas City Museum is quite interesting. As you may know, Kansas City collects a museum tax. It's 2 cents, I think it's 2 cents per $100 of assessed value that is supposed to go to the Kansas City Museum. But it now goes in essence to Union Station, which then uses it on the Kansas City Museum, or says it does, although it's allowed to take some of that money off the top. Any suggestion that those two operations would split could theoretically threaten the revenue stream at Union Station, and that may be, I emphasize, may be involved in this dispute.
Because there was some reports in the Northeast News, for instance, that there was an effort by the Museum's Advisory Board, the Kansas City Museum's Advisory Board, that they were looking to become independent.
And if they did that, they would get all of that tax revenue, making it unavailable to Union Station, and that may be involved. I say, again, may, because I haven't talked to the principals, haven't reported it out at all, but people should understand that structure as this story.
But it is interesting, you know, some people may find it odd. When you go to other cities, you have this, you would go to a museum that has chronicling of their history. You come to Kansas City, where would you go to actually get a chronicling of the history of Kansas City? The Kansas City Museum right now at Corinthian Hall is a shell of a building. It's been under renovation, closed for quite some time.
Yeah, and we have too many museums, but none that really tell the whole story. You know, it'd be nice if we could consolidate a lot. We have a lot of museums in this area. I know we have another one on the agenda here, but